choosing the wrong architecture decision on the Claude Certified Architect. Foundations exam can cost you more than just one question. This exam is built around real-world scenarios where several answers may look correct, but only one represents the best engineering decision. In this video, you'll tackle challenging CCAR-F Practice Questions, covering the key topics you need to master. Stay until the end, because the final questions test the architectural judgment that can separate the correct answer from a costly distractor. According to the current exam blueprint, these are the core areas you need to understand, not simply memorize. We'll focus not only on what you should choose, but why it's the strongest architectural decision. So, let's start with a high-value agentic architecture scenario. Question 1. A customer support agent uses a coordinator and several specialized subagents. The coordinator receives the customer's conversation history and delegates a billing investigation to a billing subagent. The billing subagent repeatedly asks for information that already exists in the coordinator's conversation. What is the best architectural fix? A. Explicitly pass the required context to the subagent. B. Increase the temperature of the billing subagent. C. Give the billing subagent access to every available tool. D. Increase the maximum number of agent iterations. Pause for 5 seconds and choose the correct answer. The correct answer is A. Explicitly pass the required context. Subagents should not be assumed to automatically inherit the coordinator's conversation history. If a subagent needs specific information, that information should be explicitly provided in its task context. Increasing iterations or temperature doesn't solve missing context. This is a key architectural principle. Delegate work, but explicitly manage the context required to perform that work. Question 2. An agent has these two tools. The agent frequently selects the billing tool when the user only asks for general customer information. Both tools have very similar descriptions. What should the architect try first? A. Build a separate machine learning classifier to route requests. B. Add more tools to give Claude additional choices. C. Improve the tool descriptions and clearly define their boundaries. D. Force the billing tool for every customer-related request. Pause for 5 seconds and choose the correct answer. Correct answer B. Radius. Tool descriptions are critical to reliable tool selection. When tools overlap, descriptions should clearly explain what each tool does, what inputs it expects, and, just as importantly, when it should not be used. Before introducing a complex routing architecture, fix the basic tool selection signal first. A useful exam mindset is, first improve the simplest architectural control that directly addresses the problem. Question 3. A development team wants to establish coding standards that every developer using Claude Code should follow. The standards must be shared with the entire team and maintained alongside the source code. Where should these standards primarily be placed? A. User-level Claude.mdb. Project-level Claude.mdc. A temporary shell environment variable. D. A developer's personal Claude configuration. Pause for 5 seconds and choose the correct answer. Correct answer B. Project-level Claude.md. Project-level configuration is appropriate when standards need to be shared across the development team and maintained with the project. A personal user-level configuration is tied to an individual environment. For certification questions, always distinguish between personal configuration and team-wide project configuration. If you want additional practice beyond this video, you can also review the practice questions at pass4success.com to reinforce your exam preparation with more certification-focused questions. Question 4. A code review agent produces inconsistent results. The prompt currently says, be conservative and report only high-confidence security issues. The team wants consistent classification of vulnerabilities. Which change is most likely to improve consistency? A. Increase the model temperature. B. Add a much longer general instruction. C. Ask Claude to evaluate its confidence numerically. D. Define explicit classification criteria with concrete examples. Pause for 5 seconds and choose the correct answer. Correct answer D. Explanation, be conservative, is vague. A stronger prompt defines exactly what qualifies as a security issue and provides concrete examples showing how different cases should be classified. This is an important prompt engineering principle. Replace vague behavioral instructions with explicit criteria and examples. Question number 5. A network administrator wants to separate guest traffic from corporate traffic while using the same physical switching infrastructure. Which Aruba design approach best supports this requirement? A. Add the instruction multiple times to the system prompt. B. Increase the model's temperature. C. Programmatically verify before refund execution. D. Use another model to check compliance. Correct answer. C. For critical business or security requirements, prompts alone should not be the enforcement mechanism. A programmatic gate, prerequisite check, or tool-level control can prevent the action from executing unless the required condition is satisfied. Remember, instructions guide the model. Programmatic controls enforce critical requirements. If you want to strengthen your preparation, visit pass4success.com and explore the available practice questions. Use them to identify weak areas, review the explanations, and continue testing your architectural decision-making, and don't stop here. In upcoming videos, we'll cover additional Anthropic Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam topics. So keep practicing, keep reviewing, and keep building your confidence for the CCAR-F exam. Good luck with your exam, and keep learning.